The government has sent back his nomination. The nomination has been sent back for reconsideration. This is important to note, which would mean it has been sent back to the Collegium. Collegium, of course, has the power to recommend him again, but this is the decision that has been now taken by the government instead of sitting on it. This was a recommendation that was made much earlier. It has now decided to send back the nomination for further reconsideration. Here's our breaking inputs. As far as this controversy goes on, Indu Malhotra's recommendation was taken up. She's going to be sworn in as a Supreme Court judge tomorrow. With all due respect to all her qualifications to justifiably holding that position, questions of course being asked with respect to K. Joseph's case, his nomination, on why the government has been sitting on it. The government very clearly now, in the next step, sending it back. The nomination has been sent back for reconsideration, which means that it is now going to be going back to the Collegium. It's also important to note that the Collegium does have the power to recommend his name again. We're going to be seeing the possibilities here of what happens next, and in the process, the decision that has been taken by the government to send back the nomination for reconsideration. Has there been any reason that has been given out by the central government? Remember, this is the Central Law Ministry which has decided to send back the nomination for reconsideration. The Collegium does have the power to, in fact, step back again, step forward again in recommending his name for the second time. In that case, the centre then will have to issue a warrant for his appointment to the Supreme Court. This, of course, is procedural. We have with us our Deputy News Editor, Meenakshi Bhanja, with further inputs, irrespective of what happens next, whether or not the Collegium recommends his name again. Meenakshi, are there any reasons given out by the government on why this has been sent back for reconsideration?
Yes, Seher, there are reasons that the government has put on record. Of course, these are this is all top government sources to Mirror Now, and the government clearly has indicated this, Seher, and I quote, "The right to seek reconsideration of Supreme Court Collegium recommendation on fair, objective and tenable grounds has been granted to us by Supreme Court itself through a judgment," unquote. And then the government sources go on to add this, Seher, that it is regrettable that campaign is on to suggest Honorable Justice K.M. Joseph not elevated to Supreme Court due to his earlier judgment in the President's rule matter. So this is breaking news that we are getting for our viewers on the elevation of Justice K.M. Joseph. It is now clear that the unanimous recommendation of the Supreme Court Collegium has not sunk in well with the Government of India, and this is coming out into the open after January, Seher. Our viewers will recall that there were two names that were unanimously picked, Indu Malhotra and Honorable Justice K.M. Joseph, of which Indu Malhotra's candidature to Supreme Court has been cleared by the Government of India. She's going to be sworn in as the Supreme Court